So here's what I want you to do with the profiling tool, which you will find in the download section. So download your profiling tool, obviously. And I just wanted to show you so that you kind of understand. So we're building on the previous section, but this time we're getting a bit more into the nitty-gritty of what your business is going to be. We're going to think less abstractly and a bit more focused. So the first part of the profiling tool is the hobbies and interests section. So you'll see you have got what is there a demand and how do I know? So what is obviously thinking about what your hobbies and interests are. So again, as with all of these exercises, dump, brain load, dump everything down there. Don't worry about whether it's relevant or not. The second part, is there a demand, is basically thinking about this as a business, okay? And how do I know? Is because we need evidence of some description of why you feel like there is a demand. Okay, so let me just give you an example. So let's say you have a general interest in nutrition, like it's your thing, whatever aspect of it, but it's something you're really interested in. So that would be one of your hobbies. So the next bit, is there a demand? Yes, we can say that there is a demand. But how do we know that? Well, we know that because there is a multitude of resources and a multitude of sectors and subsectors within the field of nutrition. So that's just an example so that you kind of get what I'm asking you to do. So the next part of the profiling tool, similar. What are you good at? So again, we've got the what, is there a demand, and how do I know? So let's carry on with this nutrition theme. So for an example, again, you could say, I'm really good at patient education within the field of type 2 diabetes. So again, this part of the profiling tool links in with the strengths analysis that you've done previously, so you can look back at that if you need to refresh your mind about that. But I'm good at patient education in type 2 diabetes. Is there a demand for it? Yes. How do I know? Well, I know because I spend 70% of my time doing this at work. I've also run a Google search and I've identified that there's 245 million hits on this topic. Also, I've looked on Amazon and I've discovered there's 597 books on this topic. So that's that again, just building your evidence, building a picture of whether this is just something that is a hobby that you're good at, but it doesn't really tie in with anything. So we're now trying to tie this in with reality, with what's out there. And then finally, we've got your previous experience. So again, we've got what, is there a demand, how do I know? You're getting the gist. So again, let's say here that it could be my previous experience is that I've worked in general practice for 17 years. So I place myself as an expert because I've spent 17 years in helping people to manage type 2 diabetes. So that is a kind of an example of how to fill out each of the three sections. And obviously, the examples that I've given tie in beautifully together. That's the whole point, to kind of make it obvious. And I know that life isn't always like that. And as I say, don't worry too much at the outset about it all tying in unless you've already got a really good idea for that. Just allow yourself to brain dump on each page and then you can go back and try and make those links. So what we're essentially trying to do is to create links between your things that you enjoy doing, the things that you're good at doing, and your previous work experience, and doing that all against the backdrop of, is there a demand for this from other people? So I would set some time aside for this. I think somewhere in the region of an hour. If it takes you 5 minutes, you've not given it enough thought. And if it takes you more than 2 hours, you're overthinking it. But as I said, it may be something that you want to do a bit of work on and then go back and do a bit more. It's one of these activities that I would say it'd be really helpful if you're in that creative kind of mindset, and sometimes that doesn't flow on demand. So have it in your head if you're, walking the dog, or, going for a run, or any of those kind of activities that you find is helpful for creativity. Have this on your mind, but about an hour, okay? So that's that. Okay, so that is going to be the bulk of your task for the week. Like I say, it should take about an hour. There are a few other questions though that I want you to work through as well. Again, look at those in the download section. But I just wanted to specifically talk you through that document so you get a real understanding of what it's about. So get cracking, and get in touch if you need anything. You know where I am. And yeah, let's get started.